I found this little clock in the dump, and it seems to be, I just tried to put some oil on it. I couldn't figure out how to get the mechanism out from the back. You pull it hard. It needs to be taken apart and cleaned. This is the face of the clock, and I couldn't ever get into it, and I finally figured out you got to peel the back off, peel the front of it off. It's not glued, it just has these nails that was in there, and the bellows are totally shot. And I had a couple of these other ones that I had one good one, and then I took this one. I didn't have any Tyvek, so I took $1. I saw that that would work. The only thing is the holes are lined up differently. It's a little bigger, but the hole's not going to work on this one, so I'm going to redo these. But I couldn't figure out, these things are glued on here. The bellows are glued on, and so the only way I could figure out how to get these off is like this, with this, doing this. Alright, I'm just going to show some of my progress on this little German weather clock I got here. You got to take the face off to get in there to it. And the bellows were shot. I just redid these. I just ordered some of that Tyvek and redid these. The tops were off and one of the weights was missing. It's got one weight in there. I'm thinking I'll probably just weigh it and then maybe put some of this fishing lead in here, but I had to peel this off, and you can see I kind of messed up the wood on that one. But before I stick it all back together, this is pretty ingenious the way this thing works. The bird is not, you know, really a cuckoo. It's just attached, sitting there. And then this one over here, this I think goes around the bird, and this little thing goes down through here. It sits like that. This side comes up, lifts the other side. It's got to be back far enough to catch. And then it catches on that shelf like that, and then when this one drops, it goes down and knocks it off the little shelf, and then they both go down. If you've got weights in there, that's the way it's supposed to work. Alright, part 2 on this little clock here. I just redid those bellows, and then I put some of this that I ordered on the top of this. And with this little tripod, I can't get any closer if you can see how these wires work. But this one picks up this one, and then it locks it in place, and then when this one goes back down, it releases it. Goes up, the wire comes back, holds it, then it knocks it off. Pretty pleased with that. I just put it back and glued that up, and then when it's doing that, it's also, there's a little wire that's barely hitting the cuckoo up there, making it move a little bit minimally. Everybody said it's hard to get the wires all bent back up, but this one was relatively intact, and I didn't take any of the wires loose when I redid the bellows, so I didn't really have to re-bend a whole lot. Alright, I think I got my clock about as good as she's gonna do here. Oh, this weather clock I've been working on, on the quarter hour, it just winches this bellows up while it's also lifting this one up, and then this one drops and this one hangs up by a wire, and then when this one falls down it knocks it off. I just temporarily have these, a nickel and a, that's it, that's all it does. I recovered those bellows and I've put the original weight back in there, and this was missing a weight, so I put 3 dimes, which is about the same amount of weight. And so all it does is it just slowly lifts these things up every quarter of an hour to the top, and the only sound you get is when it falls. So it's not a cuckoo, it's just a poo-poo. And the bird, the tail of the bird is sitting on a piece of the wire back there, and I think that may add a little bit of weight to it, but again, the only sound is from the dropping of the bellows, which isn't a whole lot, it's very minimal.